Hey, deserving listeners, Love is Blind. Let's watch.
Yeah,
I'm looking after you.
like-
I just want you to say,
Yeah.
Patrick,
I am
so sorry. I didn't handle it the correct way.
Patrick, I don't want you to tell me how to say it.
He's trying to help you because you don't say it. You do need to be told. And he's still doing it. He's still saying, look, let's not go there. Let's, he's doing everything he can. And Casey, you do need to be told because you haven't said it. And you've said everything else but. You've accused him of...
I obviously am truly sorry.
Okay.
And...
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, just stop because I don't trust you to follow that up with another sentence. And okay, yeah. Hey, that's good. Yeah. And what a stand-up guy. What a stand-up guy. I suspect his DMs are blown up. At least if there's justice in the world, his DMs is blown up.
I have the ring with me.
Okay.
It's totally yours if you want it.
Do you think I should have it back? In principle, not money-wise. We're not talking about money here.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about.
Right. So he's talking about what I talked about a while back, which is it's the principle that matters, not the money thing. And yeah. And she is saying, I brought it with me. And again, she could have sent it to him before, met up with him, given it to him. Why bring it here? And then she didn't even say, I'm going to get, she's like, I brought it with me. And then what did she say?
I have the ring with me.
Okay.
It's totally yours if you want it.
It's totally yours if you want it. Okay. That's better than I remembered it being. How about you just walk over, give it to him? You're making him ask for it again. Or she's thinking that that he's going to say, I don't need it. And then she'll see, I don't know. She's really not, she should never work for a PR firm.
Okay. I would take it back. I would take it back. Thank you for bringing it. I appreciate it.
Just think about all the measures that Patrick has taken to accommodate her and her strangeness. And he has not been hostile at all. There are so many things. And just think about other cast members, including Casey, by the way, who come to the reunion without any basis, and they have, receipts in their bra. They've come, think about Hannah going after Nick Dorcas about I heard that you were gonna go to Vegas with or something like that, or you were gonna something like that. And it's like, well, Hannah, you dumped him. He can date someone if he wants to. What the fuck are you talking about? And it's her big reveal. I know that you were talking to someone online. She sent me receipts. Okay, so what? He is dating after being dumped by... What the fuck are you talking... People come with these blasts, which I'm guessing we're going to get, and he didn't do any of that shit. Just imagine what he could be doing right. Even if it wasn't him being blasting, if he just told the story without helping her so much, right? If he's like, look, I'm just going to tell what happened, and then he just doesn't say anything more, that wouldn't be hostile. That'd just be him. He didn't even do that. And yet she still can't fucking manage it. Now that I think about it, this does have implications for her relationships in general. Who knows? But if this is some sort of complex around guilt and some blind spots of some sort, something's going on there, some rigidity or I don't know, because post the show being published, a lot of it can be attributed to defensiveness that I understand. You just get attacked, you come to the review. But most of everything we're talking about happened before the show was published. So her behavior was clean at that point, right? And if someone was in a relationship with her, then there's a lot of opportunity to feel guilty. Not like overt, horrible guilt, like, oh, I cheated on someone. I mean, there's that. But there are, moments where you hurt someone's feelings, right? Or you're not really available for them emotionally or something. and you feel guilty. So if she does have a complex around guilt, just imagine what it would be like to be in a daily relationship with her, you know? I don't know. I can't know anything. But I say all this, I guess, as a jumping off point to say that if you're watching the show, you might just be like, whoa, what's going on with her? Or what's going on with Kirk that he's so crazy about what's going on here? This illuminates potentially a defensive structure that often isn't portrayed, or at least isn't talked about or isn't identified. I don't know what people are saying about her. I'm guessing that people think that she's a stuck-up racist so-and-so or something. You know what I mean? And maybe racism, well, I've already been over that. But there is another explanation that feels more congruent than that to me. I can't know about anything because I need a lot more data. And I know from experience that when I actually do assess people, especially when it comes to stuff like this, even if I have their cooperation and they're pretty good about telling what's going on inside of them, things of this ilk, I might be fairly confident after 3 months of talking with a client, every week. And yet 2 years later in therapy, I might have a completely other point of view because of a few things that are revealed about what's going on with them and their traumas. Oh my God, so I used to think it was this and now it's usually not completely out of left field, but it's a different and sometimes a drastic nuance to my original conceptualization. So I'm saying all that because I do not feel confident in anything that I say about these people, given my experience with actually assessing personality. Anyway. So, but I say all this because it does illuminate something that I have identified in people of this complex with guilt that can manifest in some very bizarre blind spots of empathy that can result in a lot of harmful behavior towards other people. Ironically, because they feel too guilty, they will end up doing things that will cause them guilt. And when our defenses are extreme, they will often inadvertently create the very thing we're trying to defend against, right? If you were neglected growing up and you develop narcissism to cope with that, and as an adult, you are desperate for attention and closeness and security, and your defensiveness of like, I'm better than everyone because you develop that to cope with that, is actually alienating people from you, and therefore you're even less likely for people to be loving and attached to you because you're pushing people away. So when you have a complex around guilt and you are doing a lot to compensate for what probably was unfair guilt tripping, and you have this complex and you're like, I am determined never to be guilty. I'm not even going to do anything. In fact, this is all kind of fitting that you try this on for a second. Wow. It's like I'm thinking out loud here. So she meets up with him in the hallway, and most people, because at least I said that, my wife said this too, I don't know if other people would say, I don't really feel chemistry, but let's see what happens. I don't know. Maybe it was just the hallway. There's a chance that we'll never know if chemistry could have been, because we've seen people when they actually go on the getaway and they spend a night together, they're like, oh my God, chemistry. Or the opposite, where they feel chemistry in the hallway and it goes away. So there's a chance that her complex around guilt is so ever present that when she was in the hallway and she leaves, there's a little creep of a voice that says like, you're going to hurt him, or you're racist, or you're probably not going to be attracted to him. You are harming someone or something, And that turns off any ability to even remember or identify or allow any kind of chemistry to come forward. And then she immediately says, okay, I'm going to defend against that guilt, and I'm going to break up with him right away. I'm going to do it right away. Because I've learned from the past that you can't let this string it. You got to break up with him right away. But then she meets up with him and she can't do it. You know what I mean? These defenses are weird. And when you look at them, you're like, what? But when you conceptualize human reality, these other options come forward and you're like, oh, I can kind of see it now. At least that's what's happening for me. And so I'm illuminating all this because there's a possibility that you yourself there's a lot of people with a guilt complex that are not aware of it because this isn't talked about very much. The thing to look for, I guess, are things like this, but also if you frequently feel like you're vacillating between I am guilty of something and I'm ashamed of myself, you're vacillating between that and saying, why am I always getting blamed all the time? And it's largely happening inside your head. And you're frequently doing things self-sabotaging that actually incur rational guilt tripping of you, but then you're defending again, and you just find yourself frequently at the receiving end of guilt tripping, and you vacillate between like, that's bullshit. I'm always being blamed for everything, and then there's a part of you that thinks, well, I do deserve it. And when you consider that you do deserve it, you go to like, and therefore I'm worthless. That's a complex. That's a black and white. It's an undifferentiated state. It's an immature state. It's a primordial state of one's understanding of guilt. It's a childish way. When you're 2, you don't have the ability to integrate those two things. You're either a piece of shit. Kids don't word it that way, hopefully, but they don't have nuance to their self-image. So they have to defend against things by saying, I'm perfect. I'm the fastest. I'm the best at everything. I deserve all the attention. And then as they grow, they start learning, oh, I'm mostly a good person and I am unconditionally loved, but not all the time. And I'm not perfect. You know, it's just but when you have that stuck arrested development, anyway, is this making sense? It's really making sense to me.
Should I throw it or?
So, yeah, should I throw it? You're really not good at optics. He gets up. Should I throw it?
Oh, man. Ringgate.
Yeah, Jordan is the person on stage that is having the reaction I would have of just like, the irony. What? Should I throw it?
Thank you. Casey, I 100% accept your apology.
Which apology? I guess in all of that, she did say an apology-ish, but then she negated it with all her bullshit. I was your second choice, so what's the diff? Should I throw it? Like, yeah, but good for him. Take the high road.
Let's take a look at the tape.
Casey.
Patrick. Okay, get ready to shoot your shot.
What are we doing? Now Patrick is laughing, so that's fine. And this is footage we didn't see, right? They're showing so where are we going with this?
Loser.
Please welcome Chris Paul of the Los Angeles Clippers.
What? What are we doing? He's a fan of the show? He's not even, has he ever played for the Nuggets? I don't think so. So, what? What? Maybe they're just throwing him, what? Maybe he just happened to be there, and they're like,
That works. I say if you make it, you get the ring back.
I have learned through experience that when you're in the planning, brainstorming phase of a show or a performance or a stage event, and you're the one or you're a part of the team that's creating the event, not every idea that seems cool on the whiteboard will actually pan out. You actually have to play it through and say, okay, let's really walk ourselves through how this will be logistically. And we have to imagine the tone of the room that we're walking into. And we also have to realize that just because I'm a fan of this basketball player, not everyone is or cares.
Right, you get another one.
Winner takes the ring.
It's the wind out here.
Okay, so he made a joke. He's like, winner takes the ring, and then what's her name says, winner takes the ring. And were you not there? Do you not understand? Like, I'm guessing Patrick will roll with it if, say, he does lose, and he does lose the ring, I guess. But he was dumped in a really horrible way. And he wanted the ring back because it's a symbol of his vulnerability and his commitment and his love. and he gave it to someone, and she didn't want it, so he wanted it back on principle as a symbol to play a game, to just rip it away. And that, because if he loses this shootout and he has to give it away, like, because he's not going to be like, no, I can't. He was dumped horrifically and treated like shit by her and by Anna at the party. Because she said the same thing. Well, you immediately chose someone else, so it doesn't matter that I fucking ghosted you. Even though you're telling me right now that I was your number one, and yeah, we weren't engaged, but you're telling me now that you were headed in that direction, which it very much looked like, right? That, well, it doesn't matter because you ended up getting engaged to someone else, so it doesn't matter that I ghosted you. Now, she apologized for it, but it was sort of in an edit. Like, from my memory, we never saw her say the words to him. In the conversation she was having, when they went to the back of her head, they inserted this like weird sentence that could have happened to his face. I don't think Anna wouldn't say those things, but just in lieu of all that you would rip away because he doesn't give a shit about the money. It's his love. It's a symbol.
I'll give you the ring back in Denver.
Look at that. Hey, hug him.
Why are we watching this? I just get the feeling like one of the producers got a DM from this NBA player, and they're like, "Oh my God, do you want to be on the show?" And they're a fan, and they're just like, "Oh, this will raise our clout with what?" Again, if he were a Denver Nugget, I would understand. Honestly, I still wouldn't be enthusiastic about this, but it's like there'd be a connection. But they film in LA, so they got a clip anyway. So. He said, "I'll give it back to you in Denver," and yeah, good for him. I don't know, meaning that, yeah, if you ever want to actually meet up with me and talk, then I'll give you the ring back.
But I think we've settled it once and for all. Casey gets the ring.
I'll give it back to her in Denver.
Right now, we gotta see it.
Right now.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, here.
Oh my God.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but what? Were you not there? Did you not hear him? Because the guy said, "Oh," and then you force him. Were you not there? He got dumped. Like, take it easy. So surely Casey will say, "No, I want him to have it." And who gives a fuck anyway?
Keep
You
it.
don't have to
It's a
do
beautiful ring. It fits you way
You
better
earned
than
it.
it fits me.
You earned it.
Way better than it fits me.
Thank you, Happy.
Hey, it's doesn't matter. I'm sure Patrick, of the things that hurt him from the reunion, this is not one of them. But was nobody there? Did no one? Even if you weren't there, would you not understand? You don't need to even have heard Patrick say all the things to understand that he was dumped in a very weird way and he wants the ring back. So give him the ring. I would imagine around the globe, regardless of culture, they would say, well, yeah, give the ring. He should. And certainly if you are showrunners or you're an NBA player, you're not going to make him give it back. She dumped him. And she didn't really, even if you just knew that she dumped him. But we know that she didn't dump him. She treated him like shit. I don't think she meant to exactly. She's at a year and a half, and she still isn't apologizing. Anybody around the world would say, don't force him to give the ring. You're forcing him through social demand. What's he supposed to do? No. Which he kind of did. He gave everyone an out of just like, I'll give it back. I'll give it in Denver. And maybe he would have. But, at least it... What?
All right. So...
And then the audience, yay, gave the ring. All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself, truly, because you deserve it. You really, really do.